First time I ever had moose heart, I was probably, I'm gonna go ahead and say 5. I remember having deer heart. It was super, super good. It's got all the sorts of nutrients. I know everybody's heard about the Liver King, and I do love liver, but liver was not a thing in my house because my parents did not like it. Heart, always. You could grill it, you could do whatever. This is just a simple, quick way. Makes a really good meal. I suggest giving heart a try. Everybody should have a heart. Hey everybody, I'm Chef Dad, and this is the Heart of Alaska. Okay, so here's the Heart of Alaska. Oh, as you can see, it's got some cleanup to do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this top end of the heart off. And this is a moose heart. A lot of people don't take the heart out of the field, but I really like the flavor. I'm gonna take this top layer of fat, get this cleaned up really quick so that we can get everything exposed. These are all the ventricles into the heart. Big old ventricles. We have to get everything split open. All these exterior veins, we're gonna split all those open, and we're gonna end up getting all the blood cleaned out, because we don't want any of the blood in there. I'm gonna trim some of this exterior fat. So as we can see, it's one of the ventricles. We're gonna go down through here, split it open, and you can see that blood that we need to get out of there. So all this needs to get cleaned up. So I'm gonna follow these lines around and cut down into that one. Once we got all 4 cavities split open, turn the water on, make sure it's cold water. We're gonna clean this off. See, I didn't go down far enough on that lobe, so I'm gonna split that lobe all the way open. Get everything cleaned out. So we've got some other components in here that we need to get cut out. These fibers right here, that's what makes the heart pump. These are all those fibers that get tensioned up when they get the electrical signal. These are all gonna be too chewy to eat. I'm just gonna keep trimming up this excess fat. And the only reason I'm cutting these nodes off there is because those tendons are going to be super fibrous. All we're doing is looking for any of the sinewy pieces that's going to make a chewy bite, because this will be super tender the way that we're going to take care of it. So it looks like we got everything about parted open. Make sure you get those outer arteries all rinsed off, so we don't want that nickel flavor in there. Then we got to get it soaking. We're going to soak it in just some salt water, about an hour. Would like to soak it for longer than that, but everybody wants to eat. So I'm just gonna slice it into chunks like this. I'm gonna cube all of it. And this is all gonna get battered and fried, because we're having a nice healthy fried meal tonight. Let's get cold water in here, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt in here. Salt's just gonna help leach some of that blood out of there and get rid of that gamey flavor. We just need them all submerged, and then we'll set them to the side, and I'll show you the best batter for this in the world. And yes, it is the best batter in the world. The heart has soaked for more than an hour. I'm gonna reach over here. I'm gonna turn on some water, because we're gonna have some egg noodles, because we're gonna turn this into some gravy too. We need to drain this water off. Don't lose your heart. And then we're just gonna take these out and set them on this paper towel so we can dry them off just a little bit. Well, we put together a batter. Gonna get our bag open here, gonna get our crusty pancake mix, because it is amazing. And this is going to take a little bit more than we would have used for, say, moose testicles. I am going to add Tender Quick. You could choose to or not. I like to have Tender Quick in mine. And we're gonna go in with a healthy pinch of Chef Dad smoked salt and some granulated garlic. And I've got this much left in the container. And that's how much I'm going to use. Make sure all your corners get broke free. If you want to do this in a bowl, do it in a bowl. I used a Ziploc bag, and yes, it was wasteful. Okay, let's get the smell, the aroma that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to just pat these the rest of the way dry, or dry enough. I'm going to pick them up. Whoa. I'm going to drop them down into this beautiful, wonderful batter. Now I'm going to get this zipped up and get them all coated. And you do want to have a little extra batter because this is how we're going to make our gravy. So just make sure everything gets a nice coating all over it and let it sit. We need our water to boil. We need it salted, so we need Chef Dad smoked salt for our egg noodles. Healthy pinch of salt. We're going to get our vegetable oil on. And we're going to start it high. Then we have to find a casserole dish so that we can take them out and put them in it after they're fried. So our water's come to a boil. We're going to get our egg noodles in there. And it says 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm just going to take a small pinch, drop it in there, and it is ready to start receiving the heart of Alaska. Okay, so now that we got all those in there, all we're going to do is we're going to wait for them to get to the perfect color. Then we'll flip them over, wait for that to get to a perfect color. Then they'll be cooked all the way through. We'll set them on that, let them dry, and get another batch going. We got to have all these done before we start making our gravy. Check, make sure it gets to the color that you desire. Since I start them around the outside, I know I can just keep going around and rotating them. And this is going to be the base for our gravy. Okay, got them flipped over. Now we're just going to wait for that same, we want about the same color on both sides. And when that happens, they'll be done all the way through. This is wild game, so you have to cook it to FDA recommendations, which I'm sure is dry. As soon as we get them in the casserole dish with a paper towel, we're going to want to put them in the oven because we don't want them to get really cool. We don't want them to cool down. We want this to stay nice and warm. So we're going to go through and we're going to check. And that's about the color you're looking for on the bottom. You see it? Mm-hmm. So, once they're all about the same shade of perfect, we'll put them down in the oven and get another batch going. We're getting good color on them. So we're just going to keep them moving. We don't want to get too much fawn at the bottom that's going to get discolored. That's perfect. We got to keep moving. So we got to get some more heart laid out. We do not want to get rid of this because this is going to be the base for our gravy. That's the base for our gravy. That's going to be the finishing touch for our gravy. Check our noodles. We want them to be just past al dente. And that is exactly where we are. So we're just going to let these drain a little bit, not too much, because I want them to keep a little bit of moisture. I'm not going to put them back on the heat, but I am going to put a lid on it. So now it's just rinse and repeat with the moose heart. You can go down to the butcher and you can get heart. They're going to have it sliced already most of the time. You're not going to get a whole chunk of heart. If you do, you have to make sure that you get everything cleaned out. Make sure you split everything open and everything is super clean. I soak it in salt water and that leaches out the rest of that blood that's trapped inside the fibers of the meat, especially the blood that's in the heart. It's going to taste a lot like copper. And nobody really likes that. Okay, I'm going to get this last piece out and we're going to go right into making gravy. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add some of our batter mixture. And start whisking it in. Get everything mixed in. You don't want any lumps. Okay, just let it cook off for about a minute. See, it's thick. It's getting thicker. Just going to add a little bit of milk at a time. And it all depends on the thickness of the gravy that you want. This is super flavorful. So it's got all that heart pieces in there. And you can see, sticks nice. Whoosh. It is delicious. Moose heart and noodles. Grab a piece of this heart. Get some of that gravy on it. Because it's amazing. It brings back memories. I mean, getting home after a long hunt and getting to eat something like this. It's perfect. The texture of the meat is firm, but it's not chewy. You can bite right through it. Super clean. Your teeth fall through it. It's great. Yeah. So I suggest, even if you don't want to hunt, get some beef heart. You can do this with beef heart, and it's delicious. Super simple. I mean, it didn't take us that much time at all. Cleaning up the heart was the longest part, but if you get it at a butcher, this is back into a 30-minute meal, if that. YouTube picked that video for you. I picked that video for you. Right over there, that's a subscription button. Push it. I appreciate you.